What's going on, Minties? The Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And by now, you should know what I'm going to be doing. It's the end of the month, towards the beginning of next month. So that's right, I'm going to be looking at the collected editions coming out in the month of September. So, stay tuned! And welcome back, Minties. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that the dates are subject to change on some of these books, so keep that in mind as I go through the list. Again, this is my list. I probably left some out, especially manga, because I don't get every manga and I don't talk about every manga because that would take a long time, as much as I do miss talking about manga. But here we go. Before we get started, though, here's a quick word from our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And Cheap Graphic Novels is a place where you can go and purchase some of these books as they come out. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's kick this off with September the 4th, the week of September the 4th. The first book, we're going to look at Marvel first, then DC, and then you know the others. Marvel, we have the Marvel Horror Omnibus. That is one that I'm hoping to do a first look at. It's on the way to me, so keep an eye on the channel for that this week. I cannot wait to look at that. And then we have the Timely's Greatest Golden Age Submariner. You have the variant edition, and then you have the direct market cover. And I've done an overview of that if you want to check that out on the channel. Then, oh my gosh, there are a total of 3 Omnis this month. Oh no, that's not even counting DC. This is going to be an expensive week. Spider-Man by John Byrne Omnibus coming out. I'm on the fence about that one. Let me know in the comments if you're going to get it. Marvel The Art of Joe Quesada. This is a new printing for the hardcover. The Thanos Rising Marvel Select hardcover. I did do an overview of that. War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, Immortal Hulk Volume 4, Abomination, Venom Unleashed Volume 1, Spider-Gwen, love that cover, Ghost Spider Volume 2, Impossible Year. I think that's her name now, is Ghost Spider. Correct me if I'm wrong. Age of X-Man, Prisoner X, X-Force Volume 2. I'll be doing an overview or an advanced view of those 2 books coming out sometime this week too. Moving on to DC, we have Batman Damned hardcover. Okay, it's not an omnibus. I thought it was. So that is collecting the Batman. Both of the issues, I think, was it 4 issues, I think? Of the miniseries. Whether it has the Batawang or not, I doubt it. But, because they said they will not reprint that. Batman Detective Comics Mythology hardcover. This one breaks my heart because, as you all know, I did an overview or a video about the future of the DC deluxe editions from the Rebirth line. So the fact that we're going back to these standard hardcovers really hurts. I wish they would, or at least give me some hope that they're eventually going to do a deluxe edition of that, because I love that team on that book. Then we have a new printing of Batwoman. This is the Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams run from Detective Comics. Oh, this run is beautiful if you've never read it. I know there's an oversized hardcover available of this, but this is the new trade paperback printing. Catwoman Volume 2, Far From Gotham. Joker, His Greatest Jokes. I assume that is a greatest hits. Scooby-Doo's Greatest Adventures. Sandman, The Dream Hunters, the Prose Edition, 30th anniversary, because you need to keep that IP alive on that. Alright, moving on to manga. Centaur's Life, Volume 17. Anybody read these? It's so hard to make, talk to my friends that don't read manga about manga when there's titles like this. And this could be phenomenal, so if anybody's read this, let me know. Blue Exorcist 22. Dr. Stone, Volume 7. I know that's a very popular one amongst all the manga readers. Dragon Ball Super, Volume 6. A manga based on the anime that's based on a manga. No, how's it go? A manga that's based on the anime In the anime, it was based on an anime that ended many years ago, and that anime was based on a manga. It all comes full circle, huh? Damn, I'm a dork. One Piece Omnibus Edition, Volume 29. Of course, they're going to continue that. And Snow White with red hair. If anyone's reading this, let me know in the comments below, because I remember I cannot remember the anime I saw. This is probably early aughts, late 90s, but it was the story of Snow White, and she had red hair, and I want to know if that's what it's based on, the manga. I don't know. So, let's see. Then we have the pre-code classics, Mysterious Adventures Volume 2. You have a slipcase edition and a standard edition, and as well as a slipcase edition and a standard edition of Space Action World War III Volume 1. Hellboy MBPRD 1956. David Mazzucchelli, oh my gosh. Of course this artist edition comes out. The artisan edition of Born Again. David Mazzucchelli, I want to say, maybe? He's the guy that did Batman Year 1, and he also did Born Again, but it's the big artist edition books. The Best of Archie Comics Volume 3. I didn't even know these were a thing. This is Volume 3 hardcover edition. Infinite Dark Volume 2. Maddie did a review of Volume 1, and she really liked it. And the final Walking Dead hardcover, Volume 16, comes out that week. Because no one knew that damn series was ending. I don't think even Robert Kirkman knew. Moving on to the week of the 11th, we have Marvel Masterworks. I love that this line continues, because I know there's a huge following for these books. You have Incredible Hulk Volume 13. You have the Direct Market Edition and the variant cover. Spider-Man Many Hosts of Carnage. Marvel Visionaries Jack Kirby. The Marvel Monograph Edition, The Art of Azad Ribic. I'll be doing an overview of that sometime this weekend. I do want to showcase those books off, because they are really pretty. At least the monograph books are. War of the Realms Spider-Man Daredevil trade paperback. War of the Realms Venom trade paperback. Doctor Strange by Mark Waid, Volume 3, Herald. Not Herald, like Herald of Galactus. I can't tell the difference. I'm hoping that will get an oversized hardcover sometime to follow suit with the Donny Cates and the Jason Aaron run. But I want to say there was an in-between there, either by Dennis Hopeless or Cullen Bunn. I can't remember. That did not also get a oversized hardcover. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, Volume 11. Good God. So many of you have told me to read this series. So I'm hoping that Marvel does an omnibus so I actually have a chance to read it, because I've never read any of this stuff. But a lot of you guys are telling me how good it is. Shuri Volume 2. The Unstoppable Wasp Volume 11. Like, my daughter really likes this series. And I heard recently that it got canceled, so that's not good. Domino Hot Shots. That's the Gail Simone run. Age of X-Man, this cover's ridiculous. Apocalypse and the X-Tracks. I haven't read this yet, so I'm curious to know what it is. Miles Morales with Great Power graphic novel. Those are the smaller digest size. Perfect for kids. This is an expensive month for Omnis, by the way, because there is an omnibus here. So we from DC, you have Absolute Batman, Arkham Asylum, 30th anniversary. Gorgeous book. On the fence about it. DC, where the hell is my Batman Dark Knight Absolute? Batman Eternal Omnibus hardcover. I'm thinking I'm going to pick that up. I never finished reading it, so I kind of, and I own the trades. I think I waited too long. Batman Volume 10 Nightmares. Batman Hush trade paperback. This is a new edition. Batman The Killing Joke hardcover. A new edition of that. Gotta give... I wonder if Alan Moore even gets money, because I know he doesn't even care about comics anymore, or some of these books that he's written. So I'm curious to know if he even gets any kind of paycheck for that every time it gets printed. That or Watchmen. Deathstroke, Arkham, trade paperback. Transmetropolitan. Why am I having the hardest time? I did that in another video. Transmetropolitan Book 2 coming out. Keep an eye on Volume 3, Absolute. Like I said, it seems to be that one. I've heard from a couple of commenters in my out-of-print DC books that one is getting harder and harder to find. And I said in the video it had a smaller print run, so it might go out of print soon. So keep that in mind if you're looking into getting into Transmetropolitan. As far as manga, there's a Become You, Volume 1. No idea what that is. Pokemon Sun and Moon Volume 5. They are still kicking it with the Pokemon books. My daughters absolutely love Pokemon. They're at that age, and I'm all about supporting the hobby because that's what kind of poppy I am. I if they're into Pokemon, then I'm gonna get them the damn Pokemon manga so they can get into comics and then segue into comic books, right? I'm enablers, what it's called. Maybe I'm not a good poppy. Let's see what else we have here. This one brings back memories. This is Hayate the Combat Butler. I reviewed Volume 1 when I was reviewing for a magazine. So now they're on Volume 34. So looking at that, like the span of years that these books have been coming out, I didn't even know the book was even around anymore. So that's pretty cool to see that in there. Okay, from Dark Horse we have The Mask Omnibus Volume 2. This is the second edition of that series. I Hate Fairyland Book 2 hardcover. Hell yes, I will be picking that up. Black Hammer Streets of Spiral trade paperback. Umbrella Academy Library Edition Volume 1 The Apocalypse Suite. I didn't pick up the slipcases when they came out, and I love this man's artwork, so that is definitely on my radar. Oblivion Song Volume 3, Unnatural Volume 2, Livewire Volume 2, and that was Unnatural Volume 1, and I really like that cover of Livewire. Is that Kenneth Rocafort? Yeah, I don't think he's doing the inside, though. And then The Boys Omnibus Volume 4. Now, that series has been blowing up because of the TV show. I guess the Amazon show that's streaming right now. So they've been selling out really quick, and they can't keep the books in the warehouse. But they are keeping them in print, so keep that in mind. Alright, moving on to the week of the 18th. From Marvel, we have the Marvel Masterworks Mighty Thor Volume 18. You have two covers, a direct market cover and a variant cover. That will go everywhere else. Age of Conan, Belit, the Queen of the Black Coast. I love this cover. That cover is gorgeous. And I hope this is collected in another format, like a bigger format, but I don't know. The cover is Sana Takeda, who I want to say did the artwork in Miss Marvel when Brian Reed was writing it towards the end of his run. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the same artist. Fantastic Four, Volume 3, The Herald of Doom, the Dan Slott run. I've read Volume 1 and 2. Really like it. Uncanny X-Men, Cyclops, and Wolverine, Volume 2. This should finish out the Uncanny X-Men run before it gets revamped when Jonathan Hickman came in. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Menace Revealed, Volume 2. Avengers West Coast Epic Collection Lost Space Time. I am a huge fan of these Epic Collections. And I believe this Avengers West Coast is the very first one, if I'm not mistaken. Or the second one. Let me see here. Okay, so this is the second volume, because this collects West Coast Avengers 8 through 24, Annual 1, and Avengers Annual 15. I have the Omnis, so I was passing up on this, but as the series continues, I will be picking them up. Uncanny Origins, Mutants and Monsters. That's the books for kids that were based on the TV show, cartoon. Alright, DC, we have All-Star Comics Only Legends Live Forever hardcover. The DC portfolio, Jim Lee. Those things are huge, by the way. I saw the Archer one, and it's gorgeous. Batman, Caped Crusader, Volume 3. Can I get a hell yes? I can't believe that they're continuing this line. Baby steps. DC makes me happy. Baby steps. Flash, Volume 10, Force Quest. Oh, God. Okay, then. Of course, that just reminds me that they canceled Volume 4 of the Flash Rebirth series. Deluxe editions. Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Book 2. Sandman, Dream Hunters 30th Anniversary Trade Paperback. Young Justice, Volume 1, Gem World, hardcover. I think that's a standard size hardcover, if I'm not mistaken. But that's the Bendis stuff, and it's actually pretty good. I really enjoy that. Okay, moving on to manga. 20th Century Boys, Perfect Edition, Volume 5. If you have not read this series, buy it in this edition. It is beautiful. It's wonderful. It's great. Beastars, Volume 2. I've heard so many things about this manga. I have not read it, and even before it came to America, everybody in Japan, not everybody, most people that read manga, were going on about how great this is. Then we have Cardcaptor Sakura, Clear Card, Volume 6. That's the new series. Goblin Slayer, Volume 6. That looks pretty cool. I dig those covers, and I really like that artwork. Man, this is a big week for manga. There's a lot of things in here I don't even recognize. Made in the Abyss? That looks familiar. That's a manga, I think. Or an anime I have. Volume 7 comes out. Alright. Now, I do want to say that this week, that there has been a cancellation. Well, of course you all knew about the DC Batgirl Burnside Omnibus. That I announced that a while back, a couple of months ago when they canceled that. But, in the style of DC, they've also canceled the Stargirl Complete Collection by Jeff Johns. And I don't know why, because she was getting a show. I don't know, is that show still happening? Maybe they know something I don't know. But that book is awesome. That's what kind of got Jeff Johns started at DC, and I'm surprised it never got a hardcover edition, or it wasn't part of the JSA Omnis. But sadly, canceled. So that sucks. Not canceled the rest of the week. Flaming Carrot Comics Omnibus Volume 1 by Dark Horse coming out. Beast of Burden Volume 2 Neighborhood Watch. I really like Volume 1. Silly Symphonies Volume 4, the complete Disney classics. Oh, why don't I have this? These are hardcover. Did I know about these? I've been doing this for over a year. Of course I've known about this. Simon Says Nazi Hunter Volume 1. That's an interesting name. Assassination Nation Volume 1. Fair Lady Volume 1. Age of Bronze Volume 2, Sacrifice. This is a new edition. Farmhand, hell yes, I loved Volume 1. Volume 2 is coming out, Thorn in the Flesh. Headlopper, Volume 3, Headlopper and the Knights of Venora. That's an awesome title. Lazarus, the third collection, hardcover. Yes, been waiting for that one. I love that run. Maddie and Amanda and I did it on Old Reader, New Reader, the first 2 volumes of that. Port of Earth, Volume 3. That's also a good book. Now, the final week of September, the 25th. But before I do that, please hit that like button if you haven't. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And hit that notifications button. Don't know why I point. It's just how I talk. To make sure that you are notified when our videos go up. We have live videos every week. And we have just about a video every day. So that way you know when our videos are going up. And check out our panel videos that come out every Thursday. Please. With sugar on top. And moving on to the week, the last week, the 25th. Marvel 80th Anniversary Postcard hardcover. The Spider-Man postcard hardcover. This one I really, really want to check out. This is the Marvel 80 for 80. This is the 80 covers throughout the years that Marvel has been around. The iconic covers, and I want to know what they've chosen. I'm eager to know what covers they picked for this book. This is a hardcover edition. It is $39.99 retail. But I don't know. I get excited about little things like that. And then we have the Marvel Universe by Rob Liefeld Omnibus hardcover. Sadly, no New Mutants included in here, so we may get a New Mutants Omnibus Rob Liefeld, or we may get a Marvel Universe by Rob Liefeld Omnibus Volume 2. Marvel Illustrator Sketchbook, trade paperback, X-Men Milestones, Extinction Agenda. I've been doing first views of the Milestone books here on the channel. Captain America by Coates, Volume 2, Captain of Nothing. I cannot wait for that hardcover. Secret Warps. How did I miss this series? I really like that cover. Incredible Hulk, Epic Collection in the Hands of Hydra. It just feels like yesterday that I was trying to guess what was in this book and where it fit in. Man, time just flies, huh? That's crazy. Sorry, didn't mean to get all nostalgic on a video I made a few months ago. Tome of Dracula, Complete Collection, Volume 3. I'm really surprised these were not epic collections, honestly. I'm surprised that they went with complete collections instead of epics, because of the age and then the omnis that they released. Adventures of Spider-Man Spectacular Foes graphic novel. Again, the digest-sized books, and they're not that small. They're like that. We'll do a video. And Marvel Rising Heroes of the Round Table. Moving on to DC, Batman Nightwalker, the graphic novel trade paperback. Secret Spiral of Swamp Kid. That looks interesting. I think that's their kids' books, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Maybe I missed this before. Crisis on Infinite Earths 35th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. Well, I guess that's good because that book went out of print. Green Lantern Silver Age Volume 4, Heroes in Crisis, Price, and Other Tales, and Heroes in Crisis hardcover. So what is Heroes in Crisis, The Price, and Other Tales have in it? Because that's a hardcover. So collecting Batman 64-65, okay. Flash 64-65, Green Arrow 45, 48 through 50, and Flash Annual 2. Sure. I had no idea what that was. Injustice Gods Among Us Year 2 Deluxe Edition. Now, as far as manga, we have, let's see, Fairy Tail, the manga box set. Crap. I didn't know they were doing that. Did I know that? Did you all know that? Damn it. That is my natural reaction to it. Because I have the big colossal size books. I don't want to get the little ones, but it seems like they discontinued those. But I like the manga box sets, and this is a conversation I should be having off the air with myself. Sorry. Then we have Fire Force, Volume 17. I've heard so many good things about this book. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the same guy that did Soul Eater? I can't remember. I thought somebody had told me that. The Ancient Magus Bride. I love those covers. This one's a little different than the ones I've seen, so I don't know what it is. And the Golden Sheep, Volume 1. I don't know what it is. No one's told me it's good, but I look at that cover and I'm thinking, man, that is definitely like an Omar book that he would have read probably when he was like in 15, 16, 17 years old. Don't judge me. I range in the stuff that I read. Okay, let's look at the other stuff. We have a lot the last week. We have Don Rosa's The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, Volume 2, the Artist Edition. You're not going to get me. I don't own any of those. I don't need any of those. Because if I get that damn one, I'm going to try to find them all. Maybe I'm like my kids in Pokemon. James Cameron's The Abyss, Artisan Edition, adapted by Michael William Kaluta. That looks pretty interesting. Drawn in Life Lessons from Master Cartoonist hardcover. The Pre-Code Classics Mysteries, Weird and Strange, Volume 1 hardcover. Has a slipcase as well. And Silver Age Classics Outer Space, Volume 1 hardcover. Also comes in a slipcase. Or a hardcover edition. Bloodshot Classic, Volume 1 hardcover. Hell yes, that was my jam back in the day of old school Valiant. I haven't read any new Valiant. That was my jam. I keep meaning to read the Bloodshot that my buddy Lloyd Wong, shout out to you, buddy, sent me. And I haven't because I'm a horrible friend. I need to do that. Why haven't I done that? Bloodshot. It's Bloodshot. Black Hammer Volume 4, Age of Doom Part 2. Birth of Beetle, the magazine of Mort. Oh, it's a cartoon work of Mort Walker. Wow. I used to love that stuff when I was a kid. Ditko Shrugged hardcover. Batman the Max Arkham Dreams hardcover. I love Sam Keith. I'm hoping they'll do an omnibus and an actual omnibus without it being a softcover omnibus. Marvel Masterworks Pinups hardcover. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Occult Edition hardcover. I guess the show has made that pretty popular because I don't think that series is even over. Angel Volume 1 trade paperback. That's the new series. And Angel Volume 1 20th Anniversary hardcover. 20 years. Now I feel old. Walt Disney's Donald Duck Volume 14 Christmas in Duckburg. Hell yes, that's the classic Carl Barks stuff. Walt Disney's Donald Duck Sheriff of Lastback and Secret of Hondorica hardcover. So that's the box set. The Complete Peanuts Volumes 12, 1973 to 1974, and then the Complete Peanuts Volumes 1971 to 74 box set. Disney Masters. Gosh damn it, this is going to be an expensive week. Shit. Disney Masters Collection hardcover, Volumes 5 and 6, slipcase, so that's the box set, and Volumes 7 and 8. Son of a bitch. That last week is going to kick my ass. Let me know in the comments down below if it's going to kick your ass too. Or my wallet's, rather. Let's see, there's still more. Battle Chasers Anthology trade paperback. So I heard the bad thing about that was that he actually did not do extra artwork for that. Like he was supposed to, and then he changed his mind. And I can't believe they're doing a trade paperback. This is Joe Madureira. Why don't we have it in hardcover? Who am I talking to? Free Shit, the Charles Burns Zine, the Zine collection. Okay. Why did I say Zine? Paper Girls Volume 6. Yes. Monstrous Volume 4. I love that hardcover. I hope they continue making them. And Chris Ware's Rusty Brown graphic novel hardcover. And that, as they say, is that. And thank you for joining me. Hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know what you're excited about. Is that last week going to kick your ass? Is the whole month going to kick your ass? Because there's a lot of omnis coming out. A lot of hardcovers, some absolutes, and some artist editions. Yeah, let me know. And am I a fool for skipping on those artist editions of Don Rosa's Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck? This is the Uncanny Omar. I've already said like and subscribe, notifications, go to Redbubble to get our logo on t-shirts to support the channel. If you want to support the channel and you enjoy our content, please think about joining our Patreon, where we have blooper videos and behind-the-scene videos, and also a poll for reading my comprehensive reading order should be every month. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. That is at NearMintCon. That's it. Remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Thank you for watching, everybody.